Hi, my name is Eric Bolin, and I'm with New Hope Counseling Service. Today in this session, we're going to talk about constructive feedback. We as people are going to interact with people every day of our life, whether it's with our spouse, our employer, our children, our best friend. And we're going to have to learn at times to deal with conflict. And this simple tool is very helpful in giving feedback. This tool, constructive feedback, or offering constructive feedback rather, is built on building blocks. And the first building block is when you, and you fill in the blank with a behavior. When you scream at me, when you come home 10 minutes late, when you do not do your homework. Notice I'm not saying things like when you're an idiot, when you're abusive to me, when you're lazy around your homework. Okay, that doesn't work. So this is very clear, and it's a behavior. Behaviors are easy to change. Attitudes and character issues are harder. So when we say I feel, we stick with the feeling word, okay? So we say things like, when you come 30 minutes late, I feel frustrated. When you overdraw our checking account, I feel concerned. When you do not clean your room, when we ask you to clean up your room, we feel frustrated. When you turn away and walk into the other room when I'm trying to have a discussion, I feel powerless. Okay? Now this sounds really clinical, but, well, what you're doing now probably isn't working because you're watching this video. And once you know how to use this, then you can soften it and tailor it to your own needs. Notice we don't say, I feel that. Okay, I feel that is an opinion. I feel that you're stupid. I feel that you're just trying to make my life a living hell is an opinion. And so it's not a real feeling. True feelings are something you can't argue with. With this tool, you can also switch them around. You can also say, I feel frustrated when you arrive 30 minutes late to our wedding. I feel angry when you overdraft the checking account and there's $20 worth of NSF charges. I feel scared when you're playing over the edge of that cliff. So these are switchable. And the neat thing is you can stop anywhere along the path of these building blocks. You can say, I feel sad. And if a person cares to hear why you feel sad, then you can say, well, I feel sad because I thought there was going to be something more we could be doing for our anniversary. Okay. Under the when you, which is very direct, we hear a lot of phrases, oh, use I statements. Well, this is the I statement, but this is where we're talking about this other person's behavior. What's neat about this tool is that it includes this because. Now the because is optional, but what it does is describe why I feel the way I do because of your behavior. If someone says, you know, when you send me yellow roses, I feel angry. Why? Well, because red roses signify love and romance, and yellow is just friendship. Okay, so it describes further. If I say, you know, when you raise your voice at me, I feel kind of scared because my parents did that to me. Okay, so I have a history. When you arrive 30 minutes late for us to get to the airport, I feel frantic because I've missed a plane and this plane is taking off for London. Okay, so the because actually helps you, helps the listener understand why it's important to you. So here's where we begin to ask for what we want with a simple statement of, I want you to pay attention to the time so that we can get there. I want you to lower your voice. I want you to clean up your room. Wants need to be specific. It needs to be specific behavior. I want you to try harder in our relationship doesn't really say anything measurable. So saying things like, I want us to have a date night. I want us to be able to listen better. Or I want you to be able to listen better would be appropriate I wants. So after we've shared what we want, it's really handy to have a because. Because, again, describes why it's important to us. I want you to be on time when we go on trips together because I become very frantic and worry so much about getting to the plane on time. I want you to clean up your room so that we can actually, because we can then go to the park and play. Or your grandparents are coming to the house so they can see what your room's like. The kid may not understand why it's important. Okay, so because is very handy, but again, very optional. One can say, I feel frustrated when you arrive 30 minutes late, and I want you to be more on time. But the because acts as softeners and description, and it's very handy. Yep. So after we've shared what we want, it's really handy to have a because. Because, again, describes why it's important to us. I want you to be on time when we go on trips together because I become very frantic and worry so much about getting to the plane on time. I want you to clean up your room so that we can actually, because we can then go to the park and play. Or your grandparents are coming to the house so they can see what your room's like. The kid may not understand why it's important. Okay, so because is very handy, but again, very optional. One can say, I feel frustrated when you arrive 30 minutes late, and I want you to be more on time. But the because acts as softeners and description, and it's very handy. So finally, we have this. What do you think? What's interesting is a lot of times we're really good at saying what we think, what I want to share with you, but are we really good at inviting the other person in and asking them what they think? And this invites a discussion. And it's a softener as well. If I said, when you arrive 30 minutes late, I feel kind of frustrated because we got to get there on time. This is an international flight. Can we be on time, or could you be on time? Or can we leave 30 minutes earlier this time? And what do you think about that? So hopefully this will be useful to you in your relationships with people. When you have something really important, I invite you to sit down and write this out. After you get practice, you'll be able to do this just off the top of your head. Remember the principles of you don't have to do it all. You can just stop somewhere along the pathway. Remember softeners. Hopefully this will be a useful tool for you in your journey with people and communication. There's always going to be some situation that comes up that's difficult to talk about. This is a tool that can help you be clear and concise, yet polite and patient, and trying to invite a conversation. And I wish you a great day. If you want more information, you can visit our website at www.ericboland.com.